Hey everyone, Ben Belack here, Beverly Hills Super Realtor. Welcome to another driving tour of Los Angeles. Today we are in the original Beverly Hills, Hancock Park. So buckle up, it's still very fancy. Today we will be primarily focused on an area inside Hancock Park designated as Windsor Square. And I love it so much, of course, for all of this traditional architectural design we're going to show you, but also because Larchmont Boulevard runs through its center, which is kind of like LA's version of New York's West Village. So in Los Angeles, we spend so much time in our cars. So walkability is truly a rarefied and well appreciated neighborhood amenity, certainly in a town that has a mountain range running through it. So I'm about to turn on Larchmont, so I'm going to turn my camera around so you can see everything there. Turning the camera around here, we are pulling on to Larchmont, which is about 3.5 blocks or so. We've got Go Get 'em Tiger, which is one of the city's best coffee spots. Larchmont Wine and Cheese, which has great sandwiches. There's a sneaker store. Petite Greek is Salt and Straw is there, of course, if you like fancy ice cream. I'm more of a Baskin Robbins guy myself, but to each their own. There's some cool clothing boutiques and gift shops. Just really a great place to leave the car stowed and walk around on the weekends or after work. Now I'm going to take us into Windsor Square to see some of these cute residential streets. Now, like much of Hancock Park, Windsor Square is laden with mansions from the 1910s and 1920s. And, of course, we are on the edge of the famed Wilshire Country Club, which offers some of Los Angeles' most famed and exclusive golf experiences. I think the current initiation dues, if you can get in, is $90,000. In 2005, Hancock Park became LA's 20th historic preservation overlay zone. So in lay terms, that means that anytime you want to change the front of the house or yard, the facade, if you will have to go through an added layer of architectural review. This is here to protect the historic nature and feel of the neighborhood. Just stopping here for a sec, guys. How often do you see a brick house in Earthquake City? Look at some of these estates here. Pretty incredible and beautiful. Absolutely stunning. This reminds me of where I grew up, Lower Merion. Kobe! Look at all these beautiful houses. You can understand why people would want to live here. Now, Windsor Square runs from Arden to Van Ness, that's west to east, and Wilshire Boulevard to Beverly Boulevard, south to north. Now, that's not to be confused with the north-south running street of Beverly Drive in Beverly Hills. Now, it's not all mansions in Hancock Park. Aside from the blocks running from Wilshire to about 4th, as you go north, the houses get smaller, and they get even smaller as you approach Melrose. In the last 12 months, 19 homes have sold in Windsor Square that were 2,500 square feet or less. The average price was about $1,740,000 with an average size of about 2,000 square feet. That's just shy of $900 per square foot. And it's pretty good considering most of these homes fall within the 3rd Street Elementary Public School. You get to put what would have been private school tuition into your home equity. Now, for those that were above 2,500 square feet, 45 listings have sold in the last 12 months. The average sale price was about $3.8 million, with an average size of 4,066 square feet and a price of about $3.9 million. So that's just over $900 per square foot. Now, there were a few in there well north of 7,000 square feet, though. So if you're looking for a big estate in the flats, this is where you can find it. You can see why this was the original Beverly Hills. Sadly, the Beverly Hills Flats lacks all of the architectural charm and style that Hancock Park maintained because it's protected. When you have a historic preservation overlay zone, you can't just change it. You can't just build a palace. That's why people love it. Now, in my career, I've found that many Angelenos, particularly those in entertainment, tend to buy their first house in the hills. And that's for a few reasons. One, there are lots of more affordable homes. Two, there's potential for views and serenity. 3, there are many cool houses up there, like those mid-century moderns we featured so much on this channel. However, once accommodating a setting more suitable for family life becomes more important, they sell that 3 to 5 year house and move to that 7 to 10 year house in Hancock Park. Now, currently, there are 11 listings on the market in Windsor Square. One starting at $2 million and going all the way up to $11 million. Speaking of which, that house we toured on this channel, it's 601 South Windsor. It's 9 beds and 9 baths. It's high design with a speakeasy in the basement. It's a big house in 11,826 square feet. Swinging back around here, we are in the heart of Windsor Square, of course. Look at this house here on the corner. Unreal. If we look to our right, we see a house that just came back on the market. This is 528 South Plymouth. It just came back on the market for $5.6 million. It is so cool with coffered ceilings, 5 beds, 5 baths, at 5,400 square feet, and an incredible yard. Now we go 2 blocks west to Arden. Of course, our western boundary. So insanely beautiful, this neighborhood. Can't get enough. People are walking their dogs, they're working out. Turning here onto Arden. Let's take a look at this insane, soulful Tuscan villa with amazing scale and proportion at 440 South Arden. My clients and I actually went to go see this last night. It's 6,700 square feet with an amazing backyard and pool. They're asking $6.6 million. And the lot, to my memory, was between 13 and 14,000 square feet. I'll let you guys know if they end up submitting an offer. So turning on to Irving, yet another agency sign. We are literally everywhere. Look at how beautiful Irving is. I love this street. You can see how everything's set back. And then right here is 209 South Irving. It was a Spanish revival, also listed by us and sold for just over $4.4 million. It was this super glowy and special 1920 Spanish revival. And I had clients who loved it, but ultimately passed because they felt it was a little dark. And that's the thing, living in the flats. When you have an east or west facing front door with smaller windows, as this is the case with traditional kinds of architecture like Spanish and traditional, light will be a challenge at certain times of the day. I mean, we all love this house though. That house was historically protected, which offered a massive savings on taxes. But with that designation, you can't really change much to the house at all. What's so funny about this neighborhood is that when I got tired of walking up and down the streets in the hills, door knocking, sweating, and also feeling like it was inefficient, I started door knocking Hancock Park because I would knock on someone's door and then run across their lawn to the next door. I could really cover a lot when I was first starting out in the business. And what's so funny is sometimes I would knock and no one would come to the door, and I would wait 15 seconds, and then I'd be 2 houses down, and then all of a sudden some old lady or a guy would I could hear them just open the door, just being hello, hello. I actually never went back because I had a rule. I wouldn't let a house keep me, unless they opened the door, I wouldn't let a house keep me more than 15 seconds because of the way I was tracking and measuring it all. So I did promise you some surprise, as I usually do. If you've waited this long, there will be a payoff. Slightly west of Windsor Square, Hancock Park gets real big on streets like Muirfield and June. There are massive houses behind mature hedges. And right here, what you can't see to my left, but definitely worth a Google, is 211 South Muirfield, which was the former residence of the one and only Howard Hughes. It's a 9,000 square foot house and an insane Spanish colonial that offers pretty great sunset views spanning over the entire golf course. Pretty amazing. So for the celebrity portion of this tour, we now are in front of the former home of Mindy Kaling from the Mindy Project. It was a super high design, sophisticated, emotional house, nearly 5,100 square feet on just shy of a half an acre. And I think they could literally get $9 million for it in today's market. Sold for $6.5 million back in 2016. Really awesome neighborhood to call home if you're lucky enough to do it. Just so many beautiful traditional homes. That's gonna do it for today's tour of Los Angeles here in Hancock Park. Of course, if you're ever looking to buy or sell in Hancock Park, Beverly Hills, the Hollywood Hills, Malibu, Santa Monica, the Palisades, Brentwood, Los Feliz, Silver Lake, anywhere in the Los Angeles area, you can always find me via the links below. I'm gonna go grab lunch at the Hotel Bel Air. And in the meantime, on the next screen, you will see links to more neighborhood tours here in Los Angeles.